As we embark on this journey through the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, let's begin by exploring the essence of embracing the world around us. Life, in all its glory, is a relentless river that flows on its own accord, carrying us along its currents. We often attempt to resist that flow, striving to bend the river's course to our will. However, this resistance, this struggle against nature's inherent flow, is where suffering tends to reside. Marcus Aurelius taught us a profound truth: to accept the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. Acceptance, in this context, does not mean complacency or surrender, but rather a profound understanding of the world's natural course. It means acknowledging the situation, embracing it, and then working within the realities of that situation to bring about positive change. It is a call to immerse ourselves fully in the river of life, to understand its currents and eddies, rather than trying to fight against them. It is only when we fully embrace the present reality that we can truly respond to specific situations in our life effectively. Our responses, after all, are the true manifestations of who we are. Each reaction we have, each choice we make, is a reflection of our character, our values, our goals. When we consciously reflect upon our reactions, we begin to understand ourselves better. This understanding is a powerful tool that can help us make better decisions that align more closely with our desires, values, and goals. Let's consider an example of a situation that most of us have faced or will face in our lives: failing at something we've worked hard for. Now, it's natural to feel disappointed, even devastated. But let's apply the teachings of Marcus Aurelius here. How would we respond if we embraced the world as it is, and not how we wished it to be? We would acknowledge that failure is a part of life, an integral part of the journey towards success. Instead of dwelling on the disappointment, we would reflect on why we failed, what we could do differently, and then take action accordingly. By accepting the reality of failure and responding wisely, we're already on the path to overcoming challenges. Challenges, after all, aren't obstacles meant to discourage us. Marcus Aurelius viewed challenges as opportunities for growth, stepping stones that lead us closer to our goals. The discomfort, the unfamiliarity we often associate with challenges, is not something to be feared. In fact, it is a sign that we're stepping out of our comfort zones, that we're growing and learning. Each challenge that life throws our way is a chance to become better, stronger, wiser. Though it may seem paradoxical, the more we struggle against challenges, the more they seem to grow. But when we welcome them, when we embrace discomfort, we begin to grow. And as we grow, the challenges begin to shrink in comparison. It's like building a muscle. The resistance, the struggle we experience during a workout is not a deterrent. Instead, it's a sign that our muscles are growing, that we're becoming stronger. But how do we build this strength of character, this resilience to face life's challenges? Just like physical strength, it takes discipline, routine, and most importantly, self-control. Marcus Aurelius was a strong proponent of self-control. He believed that our ability to control our own behavior, our thoughts, our emotions, is a significant factor in achieving our goals and leading a fulfilling life. Cultivating self-control requires consistent effort. It's about setting a routine for personal growth and well-being. It's about making conscious choices that align with our values and goals, even when they're difficult. It's about resisting the temptation of instant gratification in favor of long-term benefits. But remember, practicing self-control does not mean suppressing your desires or emotions. It's about managing them wisely, directing them towards constructive actions that contribute to your growth. As we journey through life, embracing the world as it is, responding wisely to situations, welcoming challenges, and cultivating self-control, there's one more crucial aspect that Marcus Aurelius emphasized: detachment. Detachment, in this sense, does not mean disinterest or indifference. Rather, it refers to letting go of attachments to material possessions, relationships, or beliefs that do not serve our growth. Why? Because happiness, as Marcus Aurelius taught us, is not dependent on external circumstances, but on our internal state of mind. When we tie our happiness to external factors, we make it vulnerable to change. But when we find happiness within, in our self-worth, our growth, our peace, it becomes invincible. So, let's embark on this journey of self-discovery, growth, and fulfillment, armed with the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. Let's learn to embrace the world, respond wisely to situations, welcome challenges, cultivate self-control, and let go of unhelpful attachments. Because remember, we are the captains of our own souls, the masters of our own happiness. In the grand theater of life, time is a constant actor. Always moving, changing scenes, unfolding new acts, time waits for no one. What then is the best way to interact with this ever-dancing partner? The answer lies in the practice of mindfulness, of being present in the moment, fully immersed in the now. For the past is a memory, the future a mystery, and all we truly have is this very moment. Marcus Aurelius was a strong advocate for living in the present moment. He believed that by focusing our thoughts and actions on the present, we can experience a deeper sense of fulfillment and meaning. Let's consider why this is so. When we dwell on the past, we often bring up regrets, guilt, or resentment. These negative emotions, while they may have served a purpose at the time, do not contribute to our present growth. Similarly, when we worry about the future, we create unnecessary anxiety. The truth is, no amount of worrying can change the future. Instead, by focusing on the present moment, we can take constructive steps towards a better future. We can make the most of the resources at our disposal, the opportunities in front of us. More importantly, we can enjoy the beauty, the joy, the love that is present right now. Living in the present does not mean ignoring the lessons from the past or not planning for the future. It simply means not letting these considerations steal away the joy of the present moment. It means experiencing life as it unfolds, savoring each moment, each sensation, each emotion as they come. Now, it's not always easy to stay present, especially in our fast-paced world that often demands us to multitask. But it's a skill, a habit that can be cultivated with practice. Techniques like meditation, yoga, or simply taking a few moments of silence every day can help us become more mindful, more present. As we cultivate this practice, we begin to develop inner strength. Just as a tree grows stronger by withstanding the storms, our inner strength develops by navigating life's challenges. Marcus Aurelius believed that this resilience, this ability to bounce back from setbacks and adapt to change, is one of the greatest assets one can possess. What is inner strength? It's not just about being tough or stubborn. It's about having the courage to stand by your values, even when it's difficult. It's about being able to express your emotions honestly, yet constructively. It's about being able to ask for help when you need it, and offering help when others need it. It's about being able to say no when something does not align with your values or goals. Most importantly, inner strength is about being able to maintain a calm, balanced mind, even in the face of adversity. It's about being able to see the bigger picture, to understand that setbacks are part of life, and that every challenge is an opportunity for growth. In order to foster this inner strength, it's important to have a clear understanding of our values, our goals, and our boundaries. It's important to create a supportive environment, both internally and externally, where we can nurture our growth. Whether it's through meditation, exercise, reading, or simply spending time in nature, it's important to find activities that feed our soul, activities that help us grow. One powerful way to foster inner strength is through making virtuous choices. These are choices that align with our deepest values, choices that cultivate integrity, honesty, kindness, and courage. Marcus Aurelius argued that living according to virtuous principles leads to a meaningful, fulfilling life. He believed that virtue is not just about doing good deeds, but about cultivating an inner disposition of goodness, a character that naturally inclines towards virtue. Choosing virtue does not mean being perfect. It means striving to be the best version of ourselves, even when it's difficult. It means accepting our flaws, learning from our mistakes, and continuously striving to improve. It's about recognizing that every choice we make, every action we take, shapes our character, our destiny. This journey towards virtue, towards inner strength, is a delicate dance of balance. It involves balancing our thoughts, our emotions, our actions in a way that aligns with our true nature. It's about avoiding extremes, whether it's excessive indulgence or excessive denial. Marcus Aurelius taught us that balance is key to living a meaningful, fulfilling life. Whether it's balancing work and leisure, self-care and service, or strength and vulnerability, finding this equilibrium can help us navigate life's ups and downs with grace. It can help us maintain a calm, centered mind, even in the face of adversity. As we continue to cultivate this balance, this inner strength, we begin to discover an incredible treasure within us: inner peace. Inner peace is not just the absence of conflict or stress. It's a deep sense of calm, a profound acceptance of life as it is. It's a state of being where we are not swayed by external circumstances, but remain anchored in our inner strength, our inner peace. So let's continue this journey, embracing each moment as it comes, fostering our inner strength, making virtuous choices, and finding balance. Remember, the path to inner peace is within us, waiting to be discovered. Life, with all its twists and turns, is often a series of situations that demand our response. How we choose to respond to these situations greatly determines the course of our lives. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great stoic philosophers, emphasized the importance of our responses, of our decisions, of the power we have in choosing how we react. It's easy to react instantly, to be swayed by emotions or impulses, especially in challenging situations. However, such reactions often lack thoughtfulness and may not align with our true nature, our deeper values. This is where the power of self-reflection comes into play. When we pause, take a moment to reflect before we respond, we give ourselves the opportunity to choose a response that aligns better with our goals, our values. Now, this doesn't mean we should suppress our emotions. On the contrary, acknowledging our emotions, understanding them is a crucial part of the reflection process. It's about recognizing that while we can't control the situations life throws at us, we can always control our response to them. Providing a thoughtful response requires us to be mindful, to be present in the moment. It requires us to detach ourselves from any preconceived notions or biases and view the situation objectively. This allows us to make decisions that are not just emotionally driven, but also rational and wise. Another aspect of responding wisely involves accepting the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. This acceptance is not passive resignation, but an active recognition of reality. It's about understanding that the world is bound to change, that challenges are bound to arise. By accepting this, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering, from the futile resistance against the inevitable. Instead, we can focus our energy on responding in the best possible way, on turning these challenges into opportunities for growth. But how do we turn challenges into opportunities? By welcoming them, by seeing them not as obstacles, but as stepping stones towards growth. This shift in perspective is not easy, but it can be transformative. Remember, growth often happens outside of our comfort zone, in the face of discomfort and unfamiliarity. By choosing to step into this zone, by choosing to face these challenges head-on, we open ourselves to new experiences, new learnings. It's important to remember, though, that welcoming challenges doesn't mean pursuing hardships for the sake of it. It's about recognizing the inherent value in these challenging situations, about learning to deal with them in a constructive way. It's about cultivating resilience, that inner strength that allows us to bounce back from difficulties, to adapt and grow in the face of adversity. And what's the key to cultivating this resilience, this inner strength? Self-control. Marcus Aurelius highlighted the importance of self-control, of discipline, in achieving our goals. Whether it's about maintaining a healthy lifestyle, pursuing a passion, or overcoming a challenge, self-control forms the bedrock of all these endeavors. Cultivating self-control involves establishing routines that foster personal growth and well-being. It involves setting boundaries, managing time effectively, making conscious choices. It's about understanding that while we can't control everything around us, we can always control our actions, our responses. Self-control, however, should not be confused with self-repression. It's not about denying our desires or emotions, but about managing them effectively. It's about making choices that serve our higher goals, rather than immediate gratification. It's about developing a sense of balance, a sense of moderation. This balance extends not just to our actions, but also to our attachments. Attachments to material possessions, relationships, or beliefs can often limit our growth, cloud our judgment. It's imperative to remember that true happiness and contentment reside within us, not in external things or people. By detaching ourselves from these external dependencies, we free ourselves to discover the joy and peace within. This journey of self-discovery, of inner growth, is not always easy. It requires courage, persistence, patience. It requires us to continuously challenge ourselves, to step out of our comfort zone, to make virtuous choices. But it's a journey that leads to the discovery of our true self, our inner peace. A journey that leads to a life of fulfillment, of meaning. A life that Marcus Aurelius would be proud of. As we journey through life, drawing upon the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, we understand that welcoming challenges is a crucial step towards growth. Now, we've all heard the adage, "What doesn't kill us makes us stronger." Well, this is not merely a saying. It's a philosophy that has stood the test of time because it encapsulates the essence of human resilience and adaptability. Challenges, no matter how daunting, are not impediments to our journey. They are stepping stones, opportunities that push us to step out of our comfort zone, to broaden our horizons, and to evolve. They seem daunting because they are unfamiliar, because they take us away from the comfort of the known. But it is within this discomfort that the seeds of growth are sown. It is imperative to remember that the process of growth is not always comfortable. It demands effort and persistence. It requires us to face our fears, to embrace the unknown, and to persist even when the path gets difficult. Yet, the reward at the end, the transformation that we undergo, the evolution of our character, is worth every ounce of effort we put in. This brings us to the next key aspect of Stoic philosophy, self-control. Through the writings of Marcus Aurelius, we learn that self-control is not about suppressing our desires or emotions, but about mastering them. When we exercise self-control, we choose to respond, not react, to situations. We choose to act in alignment with our highest values, not give in to momentary impulses. This is what sets us on the path to growth and fulfillment. Cultivating self-control, however, is not an overnight process. It requires practice, discipline, and a steadfast commitment to personal growth. It involves creating a routine, a structure that enables us to work towards our goals consistently. It's about setting boundaries, managing time effectively, making conscious choices that serve our higher purpose. Yet, self-control is not about rigidity. It's about flexibility, about adapting to changing circumstances while staying true to our values. It's about understanding that while we can't control everything around us, we can always control our actions, our responses. This understanding empowers us to navigate life's challenges with resilience and grace. Moving on, we come to the concept of detachment. Detachment, in the context of Stoic philosophy, is not about renouncing the world. It's about letting go of unnecessary attachments that often cloud our judgment and hinder our growth. It's about understanding that our happiness is not dependent on external circumstances or material possessions, but on our internal state of mind. It's about realizing that the source of true joy and peace is within us, not outside. This realization liberates us from the cycle of desire and disappointment. It enables us to find contentment in what we have, instead of constantly chasing after what we don't. It empowers us to live in the present moment, to appreciate the beauty of the now, instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Being present in the moment, being mindful, is one of the most powerful practices we can adopt. It allows us to experience life fully, to appreciate its nuances, to savor the journey. It enables us to respond to situations wisely, to make virtuous choices, to live in alignment with our highest values. It fosters inner strength, resilience, and peace. This brings us to the final aspect of Stoic philosophy, the quest for inner peace. Inner peace, as Marcus Aurelius taught, is not about escaping from the world, but about finding tranquility amidst the chaos. It's about cultivating a calm mind, a serene heart, regardless of external circumstances. It's about discovering that no matter what life throws at us, we have the power to maintain our equilibrium, to remain at peace with ourselves. This is the essence of Marcus Aurelius' teachings, the power to accept the world as it is, to respond wisely to situations, to welcome challenges, to cultivate self-control, to let go of attachments, to live in the present moment, to foster inner strength, and to discover inner peace. It's about living a life of virtue, of balance, of fulfillment. A life that is not just about surviving, but thriving. A life that is not dictated by external circumstances, but steered by internal values. A life that is, in every sense, truly ours. In this tranquil state of mind, where we foster inner strength, we find the courage to navigate life's storms. Our inner strength comes not from physical prowess, but from an unyielding spirit and an unwavering mind. It is this strength that guards us against life's adversities, helping us withstand and overcome the most formidable challenges. But how do we build this fortitude? How do we cultivate this reservoir of resilience? The key lies in our daily habits, our choices and actions. The smallest of actions, when performed consistently, can have a profound impact on our inner strength. It could be anything from practicing mindfulness, maintaining a positive attitude, keeping a gratitude journal, or even simple acts of kindness and generosity. A resilient spirit is not built overnight. It requires time, patience, and perseverance. It requires us to confront our vulnerabilities, to accept our imperfections, and to work towards becoming the best version of ourselves. And while the path might seem difficult and the process arduous, the result is a formidable spirit capable of withstanding any challenge. As we nurture our inner strength, we come to realize that each choice we make shapes our character and defines our destiny. Our lives, in essence, are a culmination of the choices we make. And it is here that we encounter another important facet of Marcus Aurelius's philosophy, the importance of making virtuous choices. Virtuous choices are the choices that align with our highest values, our deepest truths. They are the choices that resonate with our soul, that bring us peace and fulfillment. They are not always the easiest choices, but they are the ones that lead us towards our true purpose, our true calling. Making such choices requires courage and conviction. It requires us to break free from societal norms and expectations, to listen to our inner voice, to follow our intuition. It requires us to take responsibility for our actions, to own our mistakes, and to continually strive towards self-improvement. It is this commitment to personal growth, to virtuous living, that fuels our journey towards a meaningful life. As we continue to navigate this journey, we learn the importance of balance. We discover that balance is not about maintaining a status quo, but about adapting and adjusting to life's ebb and flow. It's about finding a middle ground between our desires and duties, our dreams and realities, our highs and lows. It's about understanding that extremes, no matter how tempting, are unsustainable in the long run. Balance, in the eyes of Marcus Aurelius, is about maintaining equilibrium in thoughts, emotions, actions, and relationships. It is about cultivating an attitude of moderation, of temperance. It is about respecting our limitations, acknowledging our potential, and striving for harmony in all aspects of our life. The quest for balance, like the quest for inner strength, requires effort and commitment. It is not a destination, but a journey. It is a journey that demands mindfulness, self-awareness, and self-discipline. It is a journey that fosters growth, facilitates learning, and encourages self-discovery. And it is through this journey, through this quest for balance, that we discover the final piece of the puzzle, inner peace. Inner peace, as Marcus Aurelius taught, is not a state of inertia, a lack of conflict. Rather, it is a state of serenity and equanimity that comes from accepting life as it is, from responding wisely to situations, from welcoming challenges, from cultivating self-control, from making virtuous choices, and from striving for balance. Discovering inner peace is about recognizing that peace does not come from external circumstances or material possessions, but from within. It comes from letting go of attachments, from being present in the moment, from fostering inner strength. It comes from living a life of virtue, a life of balance, a life of fulfillment. This is the essence of Marcus Aurelius' teachings, the power to navigate life's storm with resilience and grace, to steer our ship with courage and conviction, to chart our course with wisdom and balance. As we continue this exploration, let us carry these teachings in our heart, let them guide our steps and light our path. Let us strive not just for success, but for significance, not just for achievement, but for fulfillment. Let us strive to live a life that is, in every sense, truly ours. The pursuit of inner peace leads us to an essential facet of Aurelius's wisdom, the concept of detachment. As we strive to live a life of significance and fulfillment, we must learn to let go of our attachments. Attachments, in this context, are not merely material possessions, but they also include relationships, expectations, beliefs, and emotions that we cling to, that we allow to control us. We must understand that these attachments, while they may bring temporary comfort and pleasure, are transient and unpredictable. They can change, disappear, or fail us. The more we cling to them, the more we set ourselves up for disappointment and suffering. In the end, true happiness, true peace, is not derived from the external world, but from within our own selves. Detachment, however, is not about indifference or isolation. It is not about denying our needs or ignoring our emotions. It is about understanding that our worth is not defined by external factors. It is about finding contentment in who we are, in what we have, rather than in what we desire or lack. The practice of detachment enables us to stay rooted in our true selves, to remain centered in the face of life's ups and downs. It gives us the freedom to experience life fully, without fear of loss or rejection. It allows us to engage with the world on our terms, to enjoy the highs and endure the lows without being swept away by them. From detachment, we move on to being present in the moment, another cornerstone of Marcus Aurelius's teachings. In our fast-paced, constantly evolving world, we often find ourselves lost in the past or anxious about the future. We dwell on past mistakes or future uncertainties, missing out on the beauty and opportunities of the present moment. Aurelius reminds us that the past is immutable and the future is uncertain. The only moment we truly have, the only moment we can truly influence, is the present. By focusing on the present, we can make the most of it. We can appreciate the beauty in the mundane. We can savor the joy in the ordinary. We can find meaning in the routine. This is not to say that we forget the past or ignore the future. Rather, we learn from our past, we plan for our future, but we live in the present. We let go of what was and what might be, and we embrace what is. We stay grounded in the here and now, fully engaged, fully invested. Being present in the moment requires mindfulness and self-awareness. It requires us to slow down, to pause and ponder, to reflect and introspect. It requires us to silence the noise, to quieten the mind, to listen to the whispers of our heart. It is through this practice of mindfulness, of being present, that we can tap into our inner peace, our inner strength. As we embrace the present and practice detachment, we continue to foster our inner strength. We develop perseverance and resilience. We learn to navigate life's storms with grace and equanimity. We discover the courage to pursue our dreams and live our truth. We find balance in our thoughts, emotions, actions, and relationships, and we experience the joy and fulfillment of a life well lived. In this journey of life, let Marcus Aurelius's teachings guide us. Let his wisdom inspire us. Let his philosophy empower us. Whether we are striving for inner peace, practicing detachment, embracing the moment, or fostering inner strength, let his words light our path and fuel our spirit. Let his teachings be a reminder that we have the power to shape our destiny, to live a life of purpose and meaning, and to find joy and fulfillment in the journey itself. The wisdom of Marcus Aurelius also speaks to the heart of our moral compass, urging us towards virtuous choices. Making virtuous choices is about aligning our actions with our highest ideals. It's about understanding that our actions are a reflection of our character, that our choices define us. It's about acknowledging that every choice we make has consequences, not just for us, but for the world around us. The choices we make today shape our future and the future of those around us. To make virtuous choices, we must first identify our core values and principles. What do we stand for? What do we believe in? What do we aspire to be? Once we have this clarity, we can align our choices with these values. We can choose actions that embody these values, that bring us closer to our highest potential. We can choose to be kind when we can be cruel, to be generous when we can be selfish, to be patient when we can be impatient, to be humble when we can be arrogant. Making virtuous choices is not about being perfect. It's about striving for excellence, not in comparison to others, but in comparison to our past selves. It's about recognizing our faults, learning from our mistakes, and striving to do better. It's about acknowledging that we are work in progress, that we can always improve, always grow. Striving for balance is another key aspect of Aurelius's teachings. Balance is the golden middle way, the equilibrium between extremes, the harmony between conflicting forces. It's about understanding that life is not black and white, but a spectrum of colors. It's about accepting that there are many different facets to life, many different aspects to ourselves, and that balance is about embracing all these aspects. Balance is about moderation in thoughts, emotions, actions, and relationships. It's about not letting any one aspect of life overshadow the rest. It's about understanding that too much of anything, even a good thing, can lead to imbalance. It's about recognizing when we are tilting towards one extreme or the other and realigning ourselves. Balance is not a destination, but a journey. It's a continuous process of adjustment and readjustment. It's a dance, a rhythm, a flow. It's about being flexible, being adaptable, being open to change. It's about finding our center, our equilibrium, amidst the constant flux of life. And as we strive for balance, as we make virtuous choices, we discover our inner peace. Inner peace is not about the absence of conflict, but the presence of harmony. It's about finding calm amidst the chaos, serenity amidst the storm. It's about understanding that peace is not a state of the world, but a state of mind. Inner peace is about cultivating a calm, composed mind, regardless of external circumstances. It's about not being swayed by the highs and lows of life, but staying centered amidst them. It's about finding contentment in who we are, in what we have, right here, right now. In the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, we find timeless lessons, timeless strategies for navigating life's challenges. We learn to accept the world as it is, to respond wisely to situations, to welcome challenges, to practice self-control, to let go of attachments, to be present in the moment, to foster inner strength, to make virtuous choices, to strive for balance, and to discover inner peace. Thank you for joining me on this journey of exploration and introspection. I hope these teachings inspire you, empower you, guide you. I hope they light your path and fuel your spirit. I hope they help you live a life of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. If you enjoyed this content and found it valuable, please do subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. And remember, every day is a new opportunity for growth, for learning, for becoming the best version of yourself. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, keep striving.